Okay, for whatever it's worth, I'm making this short video about the TCL HD 720p Smart TV, 32 inches, and this is model 32S331. Now, my uncle bought this in order to replace this TCL television. He broke it. I don't know how the fuck he broke this thing. I bought him this maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and he broke this shit. I made a review about this one too. Now, I don't think this is the exact same model. In fact, I could check it. This model is, what is this? Let me see, where's the model number? Oh, it says this is a 32S301. So this is the old one. This is a 32S301, but the new model is a 32S331. So it's an updated model. So the setup of these televisions is relatively easy. All you really have to do is take 4 screws and screw the feet in, or you mount it to the wall. This is the old television in my hand, as you can see, and you can see that it has an RCA yellow, white, red jack, and it also has USB audio out. It has the coax line. It also has 3 HDMI ports, and it has a clearly defined reset button, right? Now, all of these things were on the left side of the television facing the wall, and I really didn't have much of a problem with it. So that was the old television. But this right here is the new television, and one of the first things I noticed when I picked it up was that the newer television was lighter, physically lighter than the old television. So you can still see the 3 HDMIs, you can still see the coax, the optical, you can still see the headphone jack or audio out, and you can still see the yellow audio auxiliary port, and you also see the USB port. But what you now see is that there's only a very small power button, and that power button, I think, doubles as reset. Either that or it's directly above the reset button in this case. Now, what this television doesn't have, on the bottom of the new model, you don't have the push buttons for power and for cycling anything. And obviously, you're not going to get very much television for $100. This is a 720p TV. It's only 32 inches, and you're obviously not going to get that much out of it. So the reality is, what they've done is they've cut back on the physical buttons. Now, why they really feel it necessary to cut back on those 3 little dimple buttons, I have no idea. The dimple buttons I actually like, because all you had to do was push the middle button and that would power it on, and then you push that middle button twice and that would power it off. It was also possible for you to do basic navigation through, the 2 buttons that were flanking the power button. So you could basically push left or right, and then you're able to do basic navigation. With these cheap televisions, you really have to have the remote. But let's say you don't have the remote. It's like, if you didn't have the remote or the remote's battery was dead, you shouldn't be locked out of the entire television. You should be able to power it on. You should be able to easily power it off, and you should be at least able to raise or lower the volume, and you should also be able to seek for the next or the last television channel. Now, because these are digital internet televisions, smart TVs, you could call them, they feel that you don't need to have seek buttons, because chances are you want to get to an app in order to use that app to watch your content. So as far as they're concerned, you don't need a seek button. Now, volume buttons should be, that should be non-negotiable. So as you can see, even with the remote, they don't give you a numerical keypad because they don't feel you need it, but they do give you a volume up, volume down, and mute. And then they do give you, they don't give you seek buttons because, again, they don't feel you need it, but they give you okay and up and down and left and right and go back, go home, and undo. Now, in use, this isn't such a bad thing.
DVD player, DVR,
VCR. But I'm disappointed that they keep taking, features away, like the volume buttons or the seek buttons on the actual television unit. I don't feel that that's something that they should be taking away. I think that that's something that you should have. But again, this is a $100 television, so they don't feel you need it. What was odd to me was they show you this picture of the RCA jack, But the new television doesn't include an RCA jack. Now, granted,
so
this is all digital television now. Everything works on HDMI, so I can understand why they would take away the RCA jack. I totally understand that because RCA is basically analog. My uncle does have a VCR, and he had a VCR with a built-in DVD player. And at this point now, he can't use it because
so,
that
let's see.
unit, from what I know, didn't
so
have
basically it looks
HDMI
like
out
it's the
because it was a
exact
very
same
old unit.
interface from last time.
As soon as you log into Roku, they're going to ask for an email address
you have to go
in order to register the television, and then they're going to ask for a credit card. I told my uncle, yeah, you got to give me a credit card. He didn't really like the fact that you have to put a credit card, because anytime you have to hand over a credit card, people automatically assume that you're going to be charged for something.
This is weird because
I assured him, no, it's free unless you buy content. Like if you want to watch John Wick 4, you're going to pay for it because Roku doesn't have the access to that. So the reality is, Roku is a good system, and it's a good system for cheap television, especially in your child's room. You have to be careful, however, because you don't want your child charging stuff to your credit card.
Stick it back in there. Okay, there. Okay, so I had to unplug it and replug it in. So what is that? Allow. Roku media player is set to be launched when a USB device is inserted. So yeah, you can launch it. All right, so yeah. I'm trying to figure out why doesn't it just show up. Alright, so you gotta go home.
I always had to go to the other time.
Yeah, the last television was technically better. This newer model is cheaper made. Roku media player. But where did they put it? So that's the thing. I don't see Roku media player. That's the thing what you'd be looking for. To watch streaming store. You know what? Maybe what I got to do is get an app. Maybe I got to download an app for that. Featured Roku apps. Because it should have been here already.
What about YouTube?
All right, yeah, I should definitely download YouTube, yeah. So I'll add that right now.
No, it wasn't on YouTube. But
No. The USB port is supposed to be, that's supposed to be, like, basically part of the television. It's like it's automatically supposed to show up before whatever reason. On this one, it doesn't. Fubu, Vic Sling. See, this shit. Friendly Z. Yeah. Even you notice it's not there, right?
Yeah.
It should have been here. It should have been under apps and inputs, but I don't see it. Let me see Roku channel, maybe. Yeah, that's weird. And there's no button on this stupid ass remote that automatically takes you to it. Wait, let me see this. Okay, so this is the Roku channel, home, live TV, premium services, search, no.
Okay. And this is
See, that's really weird because it's supposed to be here. Well, let me unplug it again. Let me just see. Yeah, because see, the other one just fired it right up. Let me just unplug this shit.
I wonder what did there be two of these or this?
No, this is a newer model and it's a cheaper model. There it is. Okay, so it says allow access to external media, allow. And it says Roku media player set to be launched when a USB media device is inserted. You can change USB media preferences in settings. So launch.
There it is.
Add channel. Okay. So I got to push. Yeah, but see, you shouldn't have to do that shit. But that's what they did. These cheap-ass Chinese-made televisions. Oh, well. Yeah, you shouldn't have to do that. But you did. You know, so hey, whatever.
I guess they're going to get my Phillips.
I could give a shit. Let's see, Picard season what? Imposters season 3 episode 1, season 3 episode 9, season 3 episode 10. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it works. I'm just checking to make sure it works, but I already know it does.
How come it's hot?
Because I'm fast forwarding and I really seen this shit like 12 times. I don't need to see it again. No, it's just I have other things that are pressing to do.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sit down and watch all that. Oh, yeah, take your mother to Lobster Fest.
She's going to that, she's going to that. I ain't going to that.
Yeah. If I ate that stuff.
Right, let's go!
If I ate that shit, I would want. Did you stop it or it stopped?
I stopped it.
We are the crew of the USS Enterprise.
Yeah, so it works. It works. It works exactly as expected.
See, it does that.
No, I'm doing that. I'm fast forwarding it. Yeah, so the shit works. So basically now at the home screen, I guess that new channel has been added in now.
Let me see.
Home. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
They just need to put Allen on there because they don't have a play.
Yeah, Netflix, cable box. Okay, so all that works.
Nobody likes that motherfucker. I don't know why.
It is what it is.
So, once again, looking back at the old model, it feels like the old model had a slightly higher build quality to it. This new model is obviously cheaper and obviously has fewer features, namely the RCA and the power button, as well as the left and right button on the front bottom of the television where it was easy to get to. The new model also has a built-in plug. The old model had a easily removable plug. So as you can see, this is the Walmart website. The television, apparently, it says dropped from $179 to $108. Now, when I'd have to look back in the video review that I made of this television, I may have paid $150 for it. I honestly don't remember. But at the bottom line is it's at $108 right now, right? So this is on Walmart's website. So as you can see, yes, 32-inch class 720p HD LED Roku Smart TV 3 Series 32S331. So it's cheaper built than the outgoing model. It does have 3 HDMI inputs. So let's say the purpose for this television, let's say you were buying it for a child and you were putting it in a baby's room or something, and they're playing Nintendo Switch and PlayStation and Xbox on this TV. The downside is that this television is only 720p. This is not a 4K television. This is not even a 1080p television. It's a cheap television. It's basically the type of television you put in a bathroom or someplace where you never really have to interact with it. Like if you have like a restaurant or a bathroom, or if you or your garage or something. It's the type of television where you say, yeah, I'm just going to plug it into an HDMI port, or I'm going to plug it into Wi-Fi, and I'm just going to watch basic television or listen to the news or something. This is not the type of television that you really want to buy if you want a quality television. And the price pretty much reflects that, right? I'm going to probably write a review on Walmart trashing this television and saying exactly what I said. The fact that the older model had more features and that they've taken so many features from this model that they didn't really have to take away. Now, okay, if you want to get rid of the RCA jack, I'm not going to fight you there. But to take away the easy access power button and the easy access, the left and right scroll buttons, I have a problem with that. So they say that it has a 60 hertz refresh rate. So it's 720p, 60 hertz refresh rate. Obviously, newer, better televisions are like 120 hertz or even higher. But for the most part, they don't go too high because the human eye, doesn't really perceive extremely high refresh rates. So, 240 may be where they stop for the most part. And you're only really going to notice those on like 4K or 8K televisions or so. Let's see. Let's see what these people had to say about it. I don't know. Let me see what some of these reviews. Because when I come here, usually I read the reviews. I'm definitely going to write my own. So it says that there's 7,416 reviews. And let's see if I go into that. All right, so the most helpful said, now this guy gave it 5 stars. I love most of all the very, I think you made a mistake here. I love most of all the very, very low price. Okay, that's a grammatical error. You screwed that sentence up. You need to rewrite it. Picking it up at the Walmart location in Bloomington store was easy. I think you mean the Bloomington store. These people don't understand English very well. Quick and efficient. Setup was quick and stressless. Performance and viewing quality is excellent. Performance and viewing quality is excellent, is worthy. Obviously, that's another grammatical error. Of 5 stars, and he goes on to actually put asterisks and use those as stars. I'm going to give you a down thumb. I'm going to give you a -1 point for that because that was a pain to read. Let's see. This person says, delivered to wrong area. The TV was left in apartment lobby by the elevator where anybody could have taken it. This was a belated Christmas gift for my granddaughter. Was not happy. You don't use periods. You don't use commas. Was not happy at all. Luckily, no one took it. Okay, I'm giving you a thumbs down because delivery has nothing to do with the quality of the television. You stupid. All right, so anyway, 5 stars, totally satisfied customer. I love most of all the... Wait a minute. This is the same person. Okay, so they just put it twice. All right, great deal. This is a great TV for the price you can't beat. We just needed a TV in our den. Your den must be really small. If you're buying a 32-inch television that's only 720p, you must have a very small house. This is my 4th TCL TV. We own... What? 4th? Jesus. We own... The menu is so simple. You didn't use a period. And the quality and picture is great. Cannot believe how cheap TVs CPST be nowadays. I do recommend this TV for you or your child. To add this TV is super lightweight. We hung it up. You don't even use periods. What is wrong with this person? We hung it up on a TV stand with no problem. Okay, he included a picture. So this person is trying to tell you that this is what his den looks like. So not only did this guy get a stand that rolls around, he put the feet on the TV. He actually screwed the feet in and you put it on a stand. It's like, hey, dude, you don't need the feet because that looks so tacky. It's like, man, your house must... I'd hate to see what the rest of your house looks like. Jesus Christ. This must be a tacky-ass house. So anyway, next. Love my smart TV. Roku is great. Picture is nice. I love this TV for my small house. I bought a swivel pull-out style TV hanger, and I can see it in the whole room, anywhere plus bedroom. Picture is great. I can't see a difference in this 720 versus 1080. Roku Smart TV is fantastic. I paid $118 and still love it. 8 months now. Sound is just okay. Soundbar on sale, make it amazing. Soundbar on sale, that's a grammatical error. Okay, so this is his swing stand, and he has these sloppy wires behind it for audio. So that's his stand. And as you can see, notice that what he needed to do was he needed to add an RCA jack so that he could plug it into whatever he's plugging it in. He could have used an optical if whatever his thing he was plugging it into, because most likely he has a sound bar. But yeah, That's really, really tacky. I mean, geez. That's so tacky. Look at this guy. This guy has a stand. He properly put it up. Looks like it's in a bedroom. And he didn't put the feet on. So this guy was thinking. Good for you. It says, I bought the set tonight. It's super lightweight and sound is fantastic and easy to program and fast. I'm shocked considering it was only $115. I'm not shocked. But, you know, let's say, this person said delivery wrong area. I'm going to give you a thumbs down. Oh, in fact, I didn't rate these other people. I'll give this guy a thumbs up. I'll give this guy a thumbs down for such a tacky setup. This guy also, he had a tacky setup. You get a thumbs down. You're not helpful at all. I love most of them. Let's see, this guy right here, worthy of 5 stars. No, it wasn't. Okay, so that's a thumbs down. Let's see. Dissatisfied. I am on disability, therefore a very fixed income. I purchased 2 of these televisions approximately 4 months ago. I have one in a spare bedroom that has not been watched yet. The other one I watch almost every day, and I am very unhappy with the quality. The color has a fuzzy, blurred shadow effect. It appears he tried to show that fuzzy, blurred shadow effect. I would say that that's most likely because it's a low-end television. It's not a 4K. It's not a 1080p. So, yeah, it's not going to be as sharp as you really want it to be. So, okay, I can understand why you'd be dissatisfied. I'm going to write my own review. Chances are I'm going to give it 3 stars and say it's average for 3 stars. And I'm going to say everything that I basically said in this video. It's like you took away the power button on the bottom. You took away the seek buttons on the bottom. You took away the RCA jack, even though that I'm not going to ding you for, but I'm disappointed you took it away. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, yes, it's a cheap television, but there are other ways you could have cut corners. Like, for example, you could have used the optical, or no, I'll tell you like this. You could have gotten rid of optical, and you could have, well, maybe you want to keep the headphone jack, but as far as I know, most of these new sound bars are Bluetooth. So what I would have probably done was I would have decided, TCL most likely makes its own sound bars. So I would have simply made the television to function with my sound bar from, TCL sound bars, and anything extra, I probably would have cut it out. Like, the power button is something that should just be there. I think there's other places that they could have cut corners, or they could have, cut costs. I really don't think that, taking away the power button from where it was, I don't think that was a good idea at all. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you don't know where the remote is and you want to turn the television off, with the old television, you could just walk over to it. You could slide your finger under the front of it. It was very easy to figure out where the power button was because it was between 2 other buttons. It was in the middle. And you push that button just twice and it turns the television off. With this new television, if you don't know what the remote is, you actually have to go back to the back side of the television and then feel around until you figure out where that power button is. And I think that is stupid. It's cheap in a way where it just didn't need to be. And that's just how I feel about it. So that's where we are. So, if you have questions, comments, criticisms, feel free to add them. These reviews that I do about these televisions, they actually get a lot of views over time, because I know I wrote a 50-inch on television review and that got a lot of views. And I also did a couple about because most of these Walmart televisions, it's like, I have family members with children. And, whenever they get something, I end up having to set the shit up. So, my uncle is my uncle's kind of just like Joe Biden. He's basically old and he's demented, right? So basically he just sits back and he watches Star Trek or MSNBC all freaking day. Now, Star Trek's not really too much of a problem, but if you're watching MSNBC all day, that shit will turn your mind to mush. And that's what he does all day. So he'd be laying on his back. He's old, he's got medical problems, and he just lays on his back. He's watching that shit, and it literally turns his brain to mush. And, the last television that I showed you, he broke it because he had to get behind his dresser for some reason. And instead of unplugging the television and setting it down somewhere, he decides that he's going to go behind this dresser while the television's on the dresser and it's not bolted down. And the television obviously fell off and it cracked a screen. So he ended up having to go right back out and buy himself another television. Now, fortunately, the price is lower than it was before, but unfortunately, the older set was better. And a lot of people typically end up having that exact same issue, where the new television that they replaced their old television with usually isn't as good as the old television, because the old television had features that are no longer offered. So that tends to be a problem. But there you go. That's all I really had to say. So I put this review, and I'm going to go on the Walmart app, and I'm going to actually write a 3-star review complaining about exactly what I complained about.